Folks, how you doing? It's Charlie. Welcome back. It is Monday, July 17, 2017. I'd like to take a moment here, if I may, just a little bit serious. Recently, here in Pasadena, and I mean last week, the CEO of Union Station Homeless Services here in Pasadena, he is the CEO, Mr. John Seabauer, had recently come out and said that we are pretty much basically going to see a change in the homeless situation here in Pasadena. Due to Measure H, which is for the homeless, that Los Angeles County is going to be getting a large funding amount to help with the serious problem that we have all over the Los Angeles County, not just here in Pasadena that you've heard me say so many times. But the gentleman took the initiative and brought it forward, laid it on the table, and acknowledged the fact that we do have a serious problem here in Pasadena. Not just really here in Pasadena, San Gabriel and all over Los Angeles County, as I said. And they want to take the situation, they want to, rather than wait for someone to come in, basically they're going to be, it seems like, going out and looking and helping people, which is a very fantastic thing. But if I may say that one of the problems that we have here, at least here, especially in Southern California and Los Angeles County, is a lot of homeless people do not like to go to homeless shelters because there is a huge problem and a danger, a very, very serious danger with homeless shelters, and especially here in Pasadena. I've known of quite a few encounters where there's no security. The security is lacking in the shelter. Fights break out. People have gotten seriously injured. A gentleman that I knew of about 2 years ago, his head was bashed in. I think rather than just pulling people in off the streets and placing them in a homeless shelter, I think that maybe you should just definitely just look for places. We need, here in Pasadena, we lack housing. I know of a lot of people that have had their vouchers for Section 8 housing. There's no housing here in Pasadena. We have such a problem with too many high-rise apartments, condos going up. You can go down Walnut and count at least 4 to 5 brand new, expensive condos, townhomes, apartments. We're talking almost $2,000 a month. And every time a new building goes up here in Pasadena, they are supposed to allocate at least 10% of the units for low income, which is also translated into Section 8 housing, which is where the homeless people come to be housed. We need to have as many properties as we have here. I think we need to build more low-income housing. Never mind the fact that we have plenty of high-rises here, but I've seen a lot of properties get demolished and turned into expensive housing, and we don't need that. We do not need that. I understand that this is basically the crown jewel of the San Gabriel area of Southern California. If anything, we need more low-income housing. We need, like downtown Los Angeles has built pretty much all over the place. Here we have one apartment complex, villa housing apartments, and that's for families. That's great, but there aren't so many homeless families as there are single homeless people here. That issue needs to be addressed. With Measure H now, and everything being into play, all the cards on the table, if anything, I know that people don't want to go to Los Angeles. They fear. So many homeless people actually have come to Pasadena. And this is why we have such an influx and such a huge problem here in Pasadena. They leave Los Angeles. They leave the East Coast. They leave the Midwest to come to Southern California. And then word gets around that in the San Gabriel area is the place to be. Pretty much year-round, especially during the wintertime. Our cold weather shelter here in Pasadena used to be open for a period of 2.5 to 3 months, from January till about March. Now that shelter is only cold weather activated, and even then it is not. At least 3 times during this early winter, when the cold weather shelter reached a certain temperature, they were closed. It was a Monday when the holidays were here. No one was at the cold weather shelter. They were off. They took the holiday off. And so many people around here were freezing. Literally freezing. We cannot do that. If we are going to help the homeless here in this city, then we need to stay true to that. Regardless of whatever the holiday is, we have to have cold weather shelters and shelters with adequate security, bedding, space, food, services that will help them. I mean, seriously, this is no joke. I say this and I speak of this because I know firsthand. I am homeless. I am homeless here in Pasadena. Wasn't always that way. I've been here for 10 years. This is not very much fun. It is dangerous. In January, I took a beating. I was beat by another homeless person here. I was in the hospital for about a week. Broken arms, busted face. Would have probably received the same thing had I gone into the homeless shelter. Women get raped. You get a lot of articles, a lot of items are stolen. I used to also work with a nonprofit organization that helped the homeless. That's a different story. Nonetheless, I think there needs to be a little bit more clarity as to the steps that is going to be taken to help the homeless people. You can't just really come out and say that we really need to bring this clarity. I would like to be contacted by Union Station and to be explained. I would like to be of some help, being the fact that 3 years that I have spent with an organization feeding homeless people, being told that we couldn't. And that is another thing. Excuse this, there's a helicopter taking off. Another thing is that there are independent people that on their own help feed homeless people. They'll go to the parks, they'll go other places, mainly the parks, and they'll feed homeless people. And the next thing we know is that the police are coming down and saying, you can't do that, you can't feed homeless people. It is getting so bad that it is almost like Florida, where it is actually illegal to be homeless. I know this again because a year and a half ago, I was ticketed for illegally sleeping. It was called illegal encampment. The district attorney wanted to give me 18 months in Men's County Jail for being homeless. We can't do that. With that, they're basically saying that homelessness is a crime. Can we please, Mr. Tornick, change things around? Mayor Tornick, John C. Brower, can we all sit down and have a meeting and discuss this? Have a small forum. We can no longer do this. If what you say that we're going to eliminate homelessness here in Pasadena, let's do it the smart and correct and right way. Let's stop harassing the homelessness, the ones that are not doing anything wrong at least. I know that there are a few that are troublemakers, and I agree, and I understand, and I am all for that. That's fine. But for the rest of the people, Every homeless people seems to be classified as a troublemaker, and that is not so, sir. Not so. So please help me. For those of you that follow me on YouTube, that know me personally especially, help me. Contact the city. Call the mayor. Call Mr. Brower from Union Station. Ask him how this is going to be done. Let's sit down and have a meeting. Let's go to City Hall and have a good meeting. Everyone in Pasadena, please. Let's do this a smart way. Let's not just do it half-assed. Excuse my language. I'm sorry for just kind of rambling. I just came back from doing some work, but please join me and help me. And for those of you that know me, please hit the subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, like my video. I will talk to you guys later. Remember, don't take today or any day for granted. Live today as if it were your last. I love you all. Please take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.